Hey, welcome back. I'm going to talk a little bit about my life and how I come to be as I am now. So it will kind of go, I guess, in the process of before I was born, what certain souls do in their contracts, and my first memories clear until who I am now. So in my research and now with me communicating with my guides and being a hypnotist, I know what we do as a soul when we do our contracts to come here on earth. So on this level, I will only be speaking about starseeds because that's what I am. But I will put in here that humans also do the same thing. They do a contract before coming to earth, and a lot of times it's to get their karma correct. Even the starseeds, if they mess up big time on earth, they have karma and they have to come back and make sure that that is gone before they're done. And this is strictly talking about myself also. I will say that starseeds they were once extraterrestrials, and we are too. I mean, humans are too as well. We're all extraterrestrials, but I'm going to call the other beings extraterrestrials because I'm human right now. We're humans, there's Arcturians, there's Syrians, I mean, it goes on and on. So whenever I was an extraterrestrial before here, we are highly evolved beings. And humans are not that evolved. They're improving, but they're way behind extraterrestrials. And being an extraterrestrial, we don't go around killing others. I'm sure in self-defense, possibly. Don't remember, but we're all about love. We're all about just good things. We don't go around doing bad things. So we're not used to these feelings on earth, and that is one of many reasons why we came to earth, was to experience the feelings that humans have here on earth. To experience the way it is on earth, we have to raise the vibration of earth and humans, because the vibrations of earth and humans are so low for so long. It is putting earth in jeopardy as well as humans, because humans, they kill, they're angry, they're bitter, you name it. So as an extraterrestrial soul, a highly evolved soul, we think that we're all, I'm not going to say all powerful, but we think that we can handle everything because we have. We're doing this contract and we're picking the people that we're going to meet, who we're going to come across, who's going to be your son, your daughter, your mother, your father. We choose all that. Our hair color, what we're going to do for work, etc., etc. I mean, every little detail we're doing. And oddly enough, we sit here and say, well, okay, I'm going to go here to be so-and-so's daughter in hopes that she fixes her karma and is not abusive. And if she is, then I have to live through that. And that's something I did. And our guides usually say, are you sure you want to do that? Because that's a really bad life. And we're like, yeah, we can do it. So yeah, I chose my mom and my father. My mom was abusive, put me through all kinds of abuse, as everybody knows in my other videos. Very traumatic, very traumatic. My life has been very, very traumatic. I mean, not pleasant. Until my awakening a year and a half ago. So my first memories have started of abuse when I was 5, and I'm pretty sure that as a baby that maybe I was abused also, but since we don't remember, I don't know. And I also want to say that Earth has free will. And when we are born here, our memory is wiped clean. That's why we don't know who we are until either later. Some people know from the beginning. I don't know. So when I was 5, my first memory was we were sitting at a dinner table, my mom and I, and my sister. I don't have a lot of memory of my sister. Now, she moved away when she was 15, and I was like, 8, something like that, 8. Somewhere in there. We're 6 years apart. Anyway, so we're sitting at the dinner table, and even back then, I was a gum addict. I am a gum addict for more than one reason. I don't know why, but it reduces my stress. I'm a jaw clencher, and if I'm stressed, I clench my jaws very aggressively, and I get migraines. I'm prone to migraines. Back then, no, I just loved gum. I don't know why, but I had a huge wad, and everybody could say, yes, she chews huge amounts of gum at one time. So we're at the dinner table. I don't know who this man is because I haven't seen him often. All I remember is he's eating with us. And I was 4. I wasn't 5 yet. I was 4. Maybe even younger, because I marked things by my age. My stepdad wasn't in the picture, and when I was 5, he was. So this had to have been earlier. So we were eating, and I take my gum out, and being a kid, I had my finger on it, and I was smacking it on the dinner table. And I remember he grabbed my hand so forceful, pulled that gum out and flinged my hand. And I remember I was freaked out. I was like, what in the world? Fast forward to 5, my mom meets my stepdad. And from 5 to 11 is when that kind of abuse started. And my mom knew from day one. My stepdad, tried to lift my nightgown. He wasn't successful. I told my mom at that point what happened. He said I was having a nightmare. I was hollering for my sister, and he came to see what was wrong. That's not what happened. And then from that point, it became verbally and mentally abusive. Then physically and sexually molesting came short time later. And my mom knew every single time, but she stayed with him. She said she couldn't make ends meet with me and my sister. She had nowhere to go. She always had places to go, and she could have called the police and asked for help. I don't know why. Maybe back in my generation, we didn't know what to do, but I was also a prisoner in my own home. I wasn't allowed to have friends. I wasn't allowed to go out with the friends I had from school, not even in my front yard. So I was very restricted. When I was 11, I was 11 when all this started coming to the end. He threatened my mom and said that he was going to rape me, with or without him, with or without her helping him. So it took her 6 days from that point, and he said that he would kill her if he had to. From that point, in 6 days it took her to leave because she was in fear of her life. Not her daughter's, her own life. She calls her brother, and my aunt was with us at the time too. And we moved in with my uncle, my mom's brother, in another state. That year I went to 5 schools. And that was, I think, 5th grade. So I went to 5 schools in 5th grade. My mom met my other stepdad before I was 12. And if I recall, it was maybe a month, maybe 2, from her leaving my first stepdad going to my second stepdad. That man, the first day I met him, my mom told me that she was going to move to a different city with him, and I was to go, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, that's my 3rd school, 3rd or 4th. And I didn't like this man. I'm like withdrawing from my first stepdad, and here's this new guy. And I remember I was upset. So I go outside and he comes out there and he says, I'm moving with your mom, with or without you. And that really hurt me. That I was like, here we go again. So I turned 12. We moved to a different city. It wasn't good. He would pass me in the hallway and call me names, vulgar names. I'd go tell my mom. He would say he didn't. She believed him once again. He didn't like me, and he said a bunch of stuff about me, so my mom shipped me to my dad's. My stepmom put me through all kinds of abuse. Not physical, just mental and verbal. And she had 4 kids, and I was the outcast. And from that point, I should say, before this point, maybe when I was 12. Well, let me back up a little bit. When I was 11, this is going to be all over the place, because this is the starseed point I'm getting to. Before I knew it was a starseed, I was 10. I started sensing spirits around and hearing them. Okay, then I moved with my real dad, where my stepmom was abusing. I started seeing dead people and hearing dead people, and it was a little freaky. I don't know. I kind of was scared, and I think I kind of shut that down, seeing the dead people thing, because the one I saw really scared me. She had drowned, and she looked like she had drowned, but that kind of scared me, and so I kind of shut that down. And I lived with my dad and stepmom for 2 years. I was 14 when I went back to my mom. And I had visions then, and still could see, or no, I couldn't see anymore. I could just hear when spirits are around. I could tell you if things were haunted, bad, or good. I went through more traumatic experiences, and I was a prisoner there, and that's a whole nother story. I wasn't sexually or physically abused, but I was a prisoner in my own home. I was very, very restricted in things that I could and could not do. I was 17, my mom left that man. And during that time, I had went through a lot of things, wondering, why am I here? You know, this is not my family, and if that was my family, I would be treated better. I knew that this wasn't my home, as in earth. I just knew that there was something missing this whole time, just knowing I did not belong. From day one, I was an outcast, and I stayed an outcast. I was bullied by my sister, my mom. My biological father is not really my father. I don't know who my father is. He is the only person that never bullied me, but he never was a good dad. He wasn't always around. He wasn't really supportive or anything like that. But every person in my life, except him, bullied me, abused me in every way. So I was always thinking, you know, this isn't right. Why am I an outcast? Why do people treat me this way? When does it end? And so the older I got, I started just seeing and feeling things and trying to figure out what's going on and what gifts are these that I have. So I started researching as much as you can. Back then there wasn't a computer. But I went to a metaphysics class. I don't remember how we found out about it. And then weird things started happening to me then. She told us to go pick out a couple of stones, because she had a bunch of crystals. She said pick out 2, and then we can make it into a necklace. Well, I did. I put it in a necklace. I fell asleep that night, woke up, and the necklace was gone. And I'm like, oh no, the chain must have broke. So I sat up and felt for it, and found it right at the edge of the pillow where your neck lies. And I pick it up, and I have the chain, and I'm looking for the break in it. There wasn't a break. And I'm like, that's odd. So I tried to put it over my head, and it wouldn't fit. So it had went through me. And that was really weird. And I remember calling the metaphysics teacher the next day and asked her what was that about. And she said, well, did you cleanse the crystals? I'm like, no, I didn't know you had to. So yeah, you have to cleanse crystals. You have to put them in salt water, in the sun and or moon. I do it for a whole day. That way they can get both. And that cleanses them. And it didn't happen again. And I still have them. And at that time, I think I was 20. I think I was 20. And then my visions progressed, and things got heavier, as in I like I said, I could go into buildings and know, okay, this place is haunted, whether it's good or bad, stay tuned kind of thing. I kind of shut things down in that perspective, but I always knew that I never fit in anywhere. I never kept friends. It was harder when I was young because, like I said, I was a prisoner in my home. But even growing up, I never kept friends for long. And I moved around a lot too. And even to this day, my mom bullies me, and I don't talk to her anymore. And I think you guys know that if you've been watching my videos. Fast forward till today, I'm 52, and I still don't have friends to speak of. People try to bully me, but I don't allow it now. I have figured out how to stay away from the negative people, and also now that finding out since my awakening, the people that used to kind of linger around that were so-called friend, they don't even come around anymore. And it's like all these negative people are just moved out of my life, and I've noticed it, and I'm okay with it. And I'm still waiting for the positive people to come in my life. I was recently speaking to a guy who claimed to be a starseed. I really liked him, and I didn't think at all he was lying to me, but I really, really liked him. He's probably watching this video. But anyway, he had hurt me a couple of times, and I kept saying, okay, I can't do this, more or less. But I kept going back because I really liked him. Well, come to find out, he was talking to, while we were talking, he would flirt with another girl twice. And I broke it off twice. Not for the same reason. But the last time, I caught him flirting with another girl, and the most shocking thing, he would tell her things exactly the way he told me. He asked for my ring size. He asked her for her ring size. He called me amor, which was love. He called her that. I mean, exactly. Even little gestures, and yeah, that's all I'm going to say. I had it. When I called it off and realized that after he was saying, he was so into me once again, it really hurt me for a minute. I asked my guides to help me, and I also asked a friend who's a healer to help me. And it was like immediately that hurt and that pain of finally thinking I met somebody that was a starseed and that would be a great match for me. All that pain went away. Now I do think about, I miss the sweet things he said and blah blah blah, but then it's like gone. It's crazy. So the negative things are pushed out. I haven't received positive people yet. I do hope when I get to Arizona that I start meeting people. And now speaking of Arizona, I have got where I communicate more with, I'm not sure who. I don't know if they're my guides or my higher self or messengers of a different sort. I don't know. But I'm able to communicate. It's so new to me, it's hard to describe it. It's like I hear, but it's a feeling also, what they're saying. I have a feeling that, yes, I need to go to Arizona. I also know that, this is This is amazing to me. I also know that a lot of star seeds will be coming to me there, and they're going to be asleep, meaning they don't know their star seed, and if they do know, they don't know how to awaken. And I have to show them how, and show the ones that don't know their star seeds, I need to show them how to awaken. And I think that when they come near me, my vibration will awaken them. And then I'm like, oh yeah, this and this. And then I have to teach them. I have to educate them. And being also a hypnotist, and somehow I knew that was going to play a factor in my helping them. I can hypnotize them too and say, hey, look, I could prove it by hypnotizing you and showing you. Because you can hypnotize people as a joke and make them quack like a duck, but that's not the kind of hypnotism I do. I take you back to a past life, and then I bring your higher self forth, which is the all-knowing entity that's attached to your soul from your very first incarnation. Your higher self knows everything. Your higher self can tell me things about me. For instance, I can say to my friend's higher self, can you tell me how many guides I have? And they're going to be like, oh, sure, you have 20, blah, 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 20,000. Well, that's a lot. That's not accurate, but you know where I'm going. That's why I'm here, is to help a lot of star seeds. I think that in that process is supposed to help in, although the process has started of all these star seeds trying to give Earth positive vibrations and the people positive vibrations to raise it and everything. I think that my part also is supposed to help more, if that makes sense. And also, I should say, in Arizona and in that area where I'm wanting to go, my type of people, meaning metaphysical, star seeds, etc., are in that area. And Sedona is a vortex, and it's like a very highly spiritual, high vibrating vortex kind of thing, and people flock there. And it's also a tourist town, so I'm supposed to be there. It's calling my name, and such a I don't know how to explain it, but it's like every day. It's like, to the women that are watching, it's like having a craving during pregnancy and you gotta have it. It's similar to that. It's like calling my name, and it's like I'm craving it. I'm thinking of ways to get there. And so far, my manifestations are working because I now have a job that I can transfer from here to there. And being in a town I am in right now, it's kind of hard to find a job to transfer in. I can't quit my job here, then move there in hopes to find a job in time enough to pay rent and utilities. Maybe you'll understand more why I got the job I have, whatever. So when I get there, I'll be working in the same position that I'm in now, and hopefully my YouTube will grow enough where I have the subscribers, but I don't have the watch hours yet to get paid. But hopefully it'll happen soon. It shouldn't take long. But I hope to find a better position there in Arizona. And once my YouTube takes off, I could start looking for land to buy and to start my Starseed community. Tiny home community. Yeah, that's it. I also want to add something I found out about myself, and I know there's going to be certain people watching this, but I don't care what you think, because this is about me, not you. And even some of you are going to think, oh my God, really? Still, I'm not here living for you. I'm here living for me to help other people. And if I sat here and worried about every person not believing me or thinking I'm crazy and let that bother me, I wouldn't be in the place I'm in right now. But I was meditating the other day, and I've got where actually I'm getting pretty good at it. It's kind of amazing. It feels like I go into another world, kind of, and it just happened overnight. It's crazy. But I'm meditating, and I kind of go deep, and this question just goes through my head, and my thought was, wow, where'd that come from? And it was, who was I? And then how did it say? Who was I in the life before this one, or something like that? And all of a sudden, this angel appears, brings out her wings, and she's in armor. And I'm like, whoa, that's the first vision thing I've had in any meditation. And it kind of pulled me out of that deep trance, because I was like, whoa, what? And she was an angel that I guess was a warrior, and I was very strong. So I'm assuming I fought the negative energies out there. Now, let me say this. I need to say, that was confirmed 3 times so far, that I was an angel before this life. Now I'm going to kind of tell you the process. And this was confirmed to me once already, before I knew this. So what happens is, and I've explained this before, you're an earthling or a starseed. A starseed is that you're on other planets. You incarnate on other planets before Earth. Earthlings are people who incarnate on Earth first. And once again, it doesn't mean that you're more worthy than us. We're all special. We're all worthy. We're all equal. But I got off the track. Oh, how things work. And I don't know everything, so keep that in mind. But this I do know. When my soul is ancient, I was told that multiple times. My soul, when I say I'm referring to my soul. I have been around since before Earth was even created. My soul is so ancient that I had lived lives as extraterrestrial. I don't know how often I've been on Earth. For some reason, the number 3 keeps coming to me. But I have been through that highly spiritual, extraterrestrial part of me for ancient times. And from a human standpoint, they would have to be human and then work their way up to extraterrestrial and then go up and up and up. And when you're an extraterrestrial, you're going up and up, but we have to lower ourselves to come back to Earth. But once we're done, and I might get some of this wrong, because now I don't know, I think I'm kind of going back and forth. But I do know from extraterrestrial point that if you're ancient and you've lived extraterrestrial life, most of your time you're going up in levels and highly spiritual, and you're pure, you don't go around killing people, and you're positive. Your vibrations are so high that if you kept those vibrations and entered a vicinity around anybody else, it could harm them. And once you go past a certain limit, then you become an angel. And that's how that works. So that's how my soul evolved. I can't speak for anybody else. I had one psychic medium that drew my guides out for me. She told me that too. There were the lower level, which is not anything negative. They're just haven't been around as long as the others. It's like experience. So there were the ETs that were newish, I guess, not so old, And then there were the higher ones, and then there was the Galactic Federation, which I have connections to. And how that is, I don't know yet. I have sent thought patterns out to them, asking questions, asking for help. I don't know. I don't know much about that. My hair. I don't like my hair sometimes. But anyway, so that's that. And that's why I was an angel. And I still feel that my soul wakes up at night. Well, let me back up. Your soul never sleeps. I think my soul leaves, which is common because you can astral travel, you can do other things. I still feel that I go out and fight the dark forces. Whether it be physical or mental, I don't know. But I know that I go to battle sometimes. And the reason why I say that is I could be asleep and I wake up very slightly. And I wake up enough where I could feel my soul separate from my body. And yes, your body's still laser, your body still sleeps, and that's how that works. Your soul leaves, and it's perfectly capable of going to more than one places at once. It like splinters. And how that works, I don't know, but I know it works. And there are also times where I don't know, but I'm taken to the ship. And the only reason why I know that is I hypnotized a woman. Her higher self told me that's why I had vertigo. That's when the room spins and you can't walk, you can't stand up, you fall over and you physically get sick. It's very, very bad. You try to look at an object on the wall and you can't focus on it because it looks like it's literally spinning. And they say when they take me to the ship, my body freaks out. My body can't handle it because it's a different dimension, it's a higher vibration, and your body is like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. What just happened? So, and that was something else I had to think of. I'm like, God, that happened since I was a little kid. Hasn't been happening that long. This last time it lasted 5 days. Now, I remember being a kid when that happened. I could go to sleep. I could wake up, know I've got, know I'm spinning, go to sleep, and I wake up, it's gone. Well, now it seems like the older I get, the worse it is. And this time, I was dehydrated. I couldn't drink because I couldn't get up to go get a drink. So there was one time a day that I got a drink, and that was when somebody could help me, which was very minimal. That's all I'm saying. And eating was the same. And I was lucky to even go to the bathroom because I had my Achilles tendon surgery and I just came out of my, let me change that. I just started putting weight on my foot and it was very painful. And let me tell you, when you're spinning and you're trying to walk and go to the bathroom very fast, it's not a good situation. It's really, really painful. And I even had to go by ambulance to the hospital because I didn't have enough help. I asked my guides to help, and I know they were around because I seen them, but I don't know if they helped or not. And I hate to say they didn't help. I think that sometimes when you're trying to be healed, you have to believe it's going to happen or it won't happen. And I say that because they've come to me so many times to heal me, and it barely worked. It did work, but not completely. Now, I will say the last time they came to me, it helped quite a bit. So I'm trying to get that belief system up. I believe it's going to happen because they can heal you. If they couldn't heal you, then why would they come to try to heal you? And I might add, they've taken my depression away and my anxiety. So they can heal without a doubt. In which, I don't know. So, that's kind of part of my life right now that's going on. And on the angel thing too, it makes sense because I've wondered, why are all these multi-dimensional beings coming to me? Why are they so eager and happy about it? Even the psychic medium who did the drawing for me of my guides, she said so many came to her that gave her the impression of like me. But she had to tell some of them, I can only take a few because all of you are not going to fit on this paper. So it's very few. And some of the beings that came to me were so happy and waving and leaving. And she said, me being an empath, that all these beings are coming to me for that reason. And all this time I've been thinking, why are they so eager? Why are they so happy? I'm not the only empath in the world. And she said that I worked with a few of them. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what does that mean? I didn't know ETs worked. Now, if you're a guide, yeah, you work. But I'm like, it did not make sense until I found out I was an angel. And I'm like, that is why. Because my love, is pure. And I'm up there, and I had to be pleasant to them. I had to have treated them right. And that excites me. No wonder they're happy to come and see me. I mean, you just stop and you think about it. I'm like, that is so amazing. That's why. I don't think, well, let me just say this. Let's just say my last life before here, I was just an ET. Well, then, of course, I have ET friends, and of course, I work with multiple ETs. I'm sure they would come and visit me, but would they be that excited? Would that be, the reason why they're so eager? Because we were friends? I don't know. If you could see what I see, it wouldn't make sense to you either. Because I'm always like, why are they so excited? Why are they so... hi, and then, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm being silly about it, but it seems to fit, so I accept it. I'm excited about my future. I kind of see it unfolding. Now, there's two things, and maybe you guys can help me too in the comments down below. I am confused about two things that I should do. One, keep my car, and this is going to sound kind of silly, but I'll explain why I mean what I'm fixing to say. Keep my car, get an apartment, and live that way until bigger and better things happen, meaning the tiny house community and land, etc. And mind you, if I keep my car in an apartment, I'm going to have very minimal spending money, because in the job I have, it's not going to be paying that well. Or do I let my car go back to my ex-husband, because his name is still on it, a Sprinter van, convert the inside to a little home, and I'll have a small payment for that, not like an apartment, $800. It'll be like $200 or $300 a month. And that way I could, while I'm there, I can work, and then on my weekends off, I could go somewhere and camp in my little van, sleep in it, cook in it, use the bathroom, shower, because I'm going to have all that in there. And then when something bigger and better happens, I can sell that. It's not that big of a deal, and I can get another car. I really need advice on that. I don't have a lot of people that I could talk to about that. So if you could comment below and give me your ideas on it, I would be grateful for your input. I don't know. I'm trying to weigh out my options, because I'm thinking of this too. Okay, keep my car on my days off. I think I have to live in Phoenix, because Sedona is very expensive to live in, and I'm not gonna make that much money right off. So I'll be living in Phoenix with very minimal money. So if I want to go to Sedona, I don't want to travel 2 hours and whatever minutes to get there. Hardly have any money to do what I want to do with, because I have an apartment and my car. Can't spend the night there unless I get a hotel, which is more money I won't have. And then I'll have to drive back. which means less hours being in Sedona. That way I could come back, because I can't spend the night or whatever. And if I have that van, I could do all of it. I think the best way is do the van. And I don't like the car I'm in because my ex-husband picked it for me. It's not the car that I would have chose. So it wouldn't really bother me letting it go. What would bother me is it's a newer car. It's a 2018. I am the first and only owner of it. So it's good, it's reliable. I keep doing the warranty checkups, and that is what I'm going to miss. A very reliable car. Although I wouldn't make a bad choice and get a piece of crap van that I know is going to break down on me, I'd make sure it's in good condition also. I would so much appreciate your input down below. It would mean a lot. And I comment. If you look at my other videos, I comment to all the comments. So yeah, that's my life and who I am and where I'm going to go for now. I want to add too that I see more UFOs now that my vibrations have raised. And it's so funny because they could be just sitting there and they'll take off like lightning. I saw a black one yesterday that looked like it was going one direction and then it turned another direction and then it disappeared. And I don't know what size or color. It was black or dark. It could have been brown or whatever. But I don't know what shape it was, because I was pretty far away from it. For some reason, I just see it like the beings in my room, and I wake up and I know where to look. It's that kind of thing. Every time I see a UFO, I just look straight up and there it is. It's like an internal thing saying, hey, over here, you know. I don't know. I just see them like crazy now. I see more silver or white than anything. I think I even seen one last night. I'm not sure. When it's dark, I'm more careful of how I'm driving and where I'm driving, kind of thing. And it's hard to look and drive and look and drive. So sometimes it's just difficult. About Sedona, it's not that I don't want to move away from family, because right now it's not a real good thing to stay around, and I don't think it even matters either that I move away. It's not a good environment for me because the place I'm in, it's very hard to be positive and stay positive, and it's very hard to keep my vibrations high. That's so weird to say because I'm so not used to it. It's amazing. I feel like, gosh, she's crazy every time I say that, but no, it's a true thing. You when you get so high, you can feel the vibration. While I'm in the situation, I struggle, but when I go outside like I am right now, and this is why I do a lot of videos in my car, because I'm out, because I have to get out and away, but my vibration's high, and my mental stability, if you want to call it that, is better and more positive. Like before I left the house, I wasn't depressed because I don't have that anymore, but I was like low, and I'm just trying to figure out why do I feel this way? And I don't know. That's the only solution that I have, because I'm out and I don't feel that way anymore. I just got a feeling that when I moved to Arizona and away from this, the combination is going to be so good for me. And, you know, I can always move back if anything happens, and I doubt it will. I don't mind if I go there alone and die without my family. I don't care anymore. My goal in life is to live and be happy and do what I want. And I can't say a lot right now, but I can later when I'm away from the situation. So certain things said would cause so much drama, it wouldn't be good. So let's just leave it like that. I just know that I'll be in a better place. And that's another thing. If I have the van, I can move back. I don't see myself moving back, but just in case. I just feel like I need a plan, I guess. I feel like I'm going in a circle here. It's a pretty day. Oh, that's another thing. Being in Arizona, I've been told that it gets so hot that you have to buy tires a lot. And I don't know if this is true or not. And if you're from Arizona, let me know if it's true. That people can walk in their tennis shoes or sandals, whatever, with rubber soles, and they will melt to the cement. That sounds a little out there, but I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I've just never seen it, and it would be mind-blowing to know that really happens. But I'm excited. I think there's palm trees in Arizona, which is weird to me because I thought palm trees were only where the ocean is. So that would be kind of insane to know there's palm trees there. I love palm trees. When I lived in Florida, I had several in my front yard. I loved them. And then hearing wind blow through them, the leaves, it has a different sound, and it was soothing. And I love weeping willow because of the same. Those long limbs blowing in the wind. And I love wind. I had a visit last night. I want to put this in here while I'm doing this video because it was a small one and might as well just throw it in there. I tried something new. I went to bed and I thought, well, I'm going to try it. And it wasn't like in bed yet. Like I said, you know, I have this routine, which is really odd now that I come up with it. I have this routine that I do. I had to think about what I was doing. That, you know, and you know, I always say it in every video, I do color by numbers, wait for my pills to kick in, to put it up, go to sleep. Well, I didn't take my sleeping pills, and I meditated for the first time. And I invited my beings, my family, to come to me and let me know they're there. Now, I get often, when I meditate or when I'm just walking or just watching TV, I get drops of energy all the time come on me. And what it feels like a lot of the time is like a hair that's on your body and wind hits it and it tickles. It feels similar like that. It feels similar. You know, I can't talk English. I'm saying, but that's what it feels like. It's like a hair tickling. But this has started happening a lot since my awakening, that I now will pay more attention to that, and it's like a spot, not like a whole hair tickle. It's like one tiny spot, and I usually feel it mostly during meditation, but I felt it last night, and I had several energy touches. That sounds weird, but best way I can describe it, but nothing, and I sensed they were there. I sensed they were on the side of me and behind me on the other side of the bed. And that I've got really good at. I could feel where they're at. I always invite them to come and meditate with me. And I sense that they're like all up in the air, floating around, because they do float. And that they're just all over the place. It's amazing. So I didn't see any when I opened my eyes from meditating. But I did take my sleeping pills after. I barely remember doing color by numbers because I was on my Facebook page that I have, my Starseed dating site, and I don't remember what I did on there. And now that I'm talking about it, it seemed to be quick. I went to sleep very quick, which is odd because it takes 30 minutes for my pills to kick in. But anyway, I remember doing a little bit of color by numbers. And then I remember thinking, oh wow, I'm groggy this quickly. And that's crazy. So I put my phone down. And I think I went to sleep. But since it was so foggy, I don't remember certain things that I did. I woke up and, or become alert too, I don't know. But the room was filled with haze, not the shapes. And this sometimes is kind of crazy, but it's like spots, maybe like lemon size. You can see that they're moving in the haze. And I'm looking around, and again, it looks like I see heads, you know, bobbing. It just sounds crazy the way I describe it. So I'm looking around and thinking, you know, are those beings, or are those just... The beings that come to me are in so many different sizes and shapes, and some of them are even insects and birds, that sometimes I can't tell what they are. So last night was one of those nights. Oh, and I wanted to say the last couple of videos that I did on my visits, that one I woke up, and it was the most recent videos I did where I had the third eye thing. I also had a download, and I've had 3 of them recently in the last 2 months that I kept forgetting to put in my videos. And the reason why I know there were downloads, because my eyes were closed and it looked like symbols. All kinds of symbols were literally doing this, going down. And it looked like they were spinning. I don't know. Like a slot machine, you know. No. But they were going down, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, oh, those are shapes. What are they? And I'm really trying to focus on it, but they're going so fast that I can't even tell what shape they were. But I could tell you they were like foreign. It's something you don't see here at all. And if any of you know what I'm talking about, let me know below, because I don't know. I mean, they look like, heck, I don't know, maybe shapes of, I was going to say like animals, but no, that's not it either. It has to be a language. It has to be, because it was so many shapes and symbols that, I mean, it couldn't be anything else. And that's happened that I know of 3 times. And it's so funny because I'm awake and I can see it, and I'm trying to watch it with my eyes closed, and it's amazing. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, is this a download? And I know I get them without being aware, but that, I don't know. I mean, it's amazing. And I've always heard of people saying they get downloads, and I guess I get downloads too. Yeah. I've been sitting out here in the parking lot for a while, and it's a blue sky, hardly any clouds. Ironically, okay, there's some over me. I have a sunroof. There's clouds all around me, I was going to say, but none over me, but there is. And I have, you can see it right there, Brahms, that sign. They have the best ice cream ever, and I might get me some when I leave here. They're very reasonable in price too. But I went to Sonic before I started making the video and got me a soda. I need to start eating healthy. That's all I gotta say. I stress eat, and I've been stressed so bad that I eat all the wrong foods. This is gonna be a long video, have you noticed? But yeah, I want to get a bike, but I don't think it's feasible right now because of my foot. And I can't make it so bad where I can't stand on it at work. I am able to sit down randomly at work, which helps my foot, but by the time I get home, it's really hurting. So I think if I got a bike right now, it would hurt. I need to start eating better. I know once I move, I am going to try to become a pescatarian, a vegetarian that eats fish. And that's my goal. And I need to drop some weight. I mean, I'm not huge, but I've gained some weight. I don't know how many of you are from my page on Facebook. That'd be something to know. Comment below and let me know if you're on my page. I don't know how many of you guys subscribe to me. I think, I want to say I only know of 5 people from my page that have subscribed. There might be more, and it would be exciting to know. So if you're on my Facebook page, Star Seeds Unite dating site, comment below and let me know. I want to know who you are. That way I know who you are in my page. That would be exciting for me anyway. I know there's a couple of you that watch because you comment on the page. Yeah. I'm so airheaded. I'm blonde, as you know. So, yeah, I enjoy my page. I enjoy my page a lot. I love everybody on it. Oh, and that's another thing that I want to add really quick. Since I was little, I've always known I was a healer. How and what way, I don't know and never knew till recently. But that's why I became a medical assistant. I always wanted to be an RN. I always wanted to be a cop or a doctor. I always wanted to help people because I knew I could heal them. And growing up and becoming an adult, I still always knew I was a healer. And I'm able to heal now. And I know some of you are going to think I'm crazy. I know there's going to be a few of you that think I'm crazy, but I can. And you don't have to be right in front of me either to heal. And I'm going to tell you how I do it because it fascinates me so much. The first person I healed, I don't remember, there one or two people, I can't remember who was the first, but I was meditating, and this is how I do it. And I'm sure I could do it not meditating, but it does take a lot of focus and energy. And I feel that being in a calmness, if that makes sense, of meditating, that I could do it the best. And when it happened, I was like, whoa, that's different. And all I was going to do is just imagine my energy and my light colors, codes, or whatever, going to them. But as I was meditating, I seen their soul come up to me. And it was all light. Their soul was all light, no body. But I knew it was them. And they're floating. And their arms are out, straight to the sides out. And their head is thrown back. And it's so amazing. It's like they're ascending, kind of. And they're sitting there staying like that and floating. All of my eyes are still closed. All of my energy and colored healing and all that is going to them. And while it's going to them, information is coming to me of what needs to be healed. So today I did 4 people. One, I sent certain colors to him, and now I can't remember what colors they were, because they just come out. I don't say, okay, I'm going to send you gold. It just goes to where it needs to go, and then I can see the color. One person, his chakras were not aligned. He needed to work on them. One girl, her heart was broken, and so pinkish red light went from my heart to hers. The other man, you could tell he was well aligned and into himself, which was good because that's rare. And I sent him light. And the other person, he was afflicted. There were some things that he needed to work through. There was some kind of darkness that needed to be fixed. But I sent them their own colored light. And some of it was gold. But then there was pinks and blues and purples and reds. And all of them, all 4 of them were in front of me in that ascending pose. And I make them spin, and I don't know how I do that, but they're ascending to me, facing me for a while, and then I'll turn them and then spin and make sure I get everything. I go from their head all the way down to their feet, and it's amazing how I do that. I never thought that was the way I was going to heal people. And mind you, these people are going on about their daily lives. It's like amazing. They don't have to sit down and meditate themselves to receive it. But they do have to believe that they're being healed for it to work. And the lady that had a broken heart, she said that she felt better. And I was like, that's amazing. And the guy who was really aligned and I don't know how to word it. He was like, he had been working on himself. He was and his soul was in great shape, if that makes sense. And he wanted to know if he was told he had implants and if they were good, if they were bad, or whatever. And he wanted me to ask my visitors, which are mainly my guides. And so I sat here and I planned on doing it tonight, but I thought, why not do it now? And I threw that question out, and then these answers started coming to me. And it was like, you know, some of them aren't working, but this one's for blood, and this other one is for tracking. And oh, if you're watching, I'm not going to say your name, but one is for hearing, communication. That just came to me. And I'm going to message you right after this video to tell you. Because I think you watch my videos, I don't know, but you know I'm talking about you. But yes, I'm so happy with my life right now. It's amazing. I'm telling you, I'm not making this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. If you can make this stuff up, you're pretty good. But I'm telling you, I'm not making it up. I wouldn't know how to think of stuff like that. It's crazy. I don't know what else to say, but I love it. And every day I get better and better and better. Except today it was just crazy, but now I'm better. I don't know. I'm going to end this video now. And this is a long video. And it ended up being about my life and chit-chatting, which you are my life now. So welcome aboard. So I'm going to let you go, and I hope you're doing well wherever you're at. And I'm going to send each and every one of you love, light, and peace. Don't forget to subscribe and comment on all the subjects that I touched and tell you to comment below. And hit the notification bell because I'm not regularly on yet. Love, light, and peace. Bye.